Hi, lovelies. It is I, Priestess Makala, as well as Niana, as well as Felicia. You pick and choose. So I'm sitting on the floor because I have something that I'm going to be making. And I just thought I'd share it on here because I'll post it in my other groups and get done with it and all the good stuff. So, and I need some crystals. So these are crystals I've gotten from Shasta. You know how I am a Shasta person. I'm always collecting. And you know what? I didn't realize why I was collecting so many of these. But now I understand because of what I do with my stones. Did you know that when you have so many quartz crystals in a room and you put them on an altar space or around plants and say like in your room where you're resting or what, you put a lot of your quartz in here, they're generating their own energy. And then what happens when you turn the lights out, they literally will light up your room. I kind of like that. Okay, so I'm gonna get some of these out. Let me just use this one. This one's a really pretty one. Really nice. So I think I'm gonna use, let me get one more. I think I'll use this one. Okay, so you're probably saying, what am I doing? Water, water, water. So let me tell you, I went to this water place and it is it's called Water and Salt, and it's located off the 1620 West Capitol Avenue in West Sacramento. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what's so neat about this place is they do the pure water for health, the alkaline water, mineral water. They do the vortex water. They do the magnetize. They magnetize it, do all this wonderful magnetize with your water. Now, I magnetize my own water. I have shungite that I put in my water. Then I have distilled water that I make, and I add different kind of minerals to it. So he had a really neat minerals to add to the water that's from the ocean, which is kind of cool. And I said, being that I'm going through a lot of myrrh energy and I'm doing this whole myrrh thing, I really could use that, which is why I'm talking about this. Now, you know that my medicine of frequency, working with the light codes, working with the codes of the water, I'm a huge code of water person because it ties into my spiral light work of what I do. Now, those of you who have been watching the hit on my other video where I actually did a miniature clearing, and then I also did the water activation. So just know I have another one coming up and I'll put it up here so that you can partake in it. Now, remember when you're doing the water code video, you have to taste your water first, okay? It doesn't work really well if you're putting it in a plastic or a stainless steel or some kind of wooden cup or a copper cup. Not going to work. It has to be glass because the water when I'm doing the transfer has to be able to mirror that. So it doesn't work in any of those metals or stainless steel type of things. So if you did that thinking that it was going to take place in that, do it with just a plain glass of water and then you'll see the difference. So anyway, we go in there. And of course, when I walk in, the first thing I'm inundated with is this beautiful smell of all of the aromatherapy. He's got these beautiful glass oil infusions all lined up on the wall. I'm just like, This is so cool. And I was just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. So I love the smell. Now, keep in mind, when I went, it's easy to miss because you're looking for something, but it's this kind of like rustic, old looking building with water and salt on it. The letters need to stand out a little bit more, but it kind of looks faded. So that's why it was a little bit like I drove past it, missed it, and the little direction thing kept saying, "You have just missed the location." I said, "Where is it? Because I don't see it." So finally, I see the letters on the side of the building, and it was kind of faded. And I was like, they need to make that a little bit darker so people can see it. Water and salt. Boom. So anyway, we go there, go inside, greeted with all the wonders and smells. I got myself shaved ice with the natural flavors of mango and raspberry. So good. So I was just like, So I started looking at all these places. Are you ready for the medicine? And all these different places that have the salt rooms, you can go in and you can be in the salt room for 45 minutes, and they're going to charge you anywhere from $45, $29. Depends on where and where you're going and who's doing the specials. So I don't know. I kind of just had this thing of, what if you can't get down there to sit in the salts? What if you can't um, partake in that? What if you are not able to go there and do that? What if that's you're not able to do that? Well, guess what? If you're not getting a spiral light healing session with me, um, the spiral light itself works on so many different levels of healing. But that's not what we're going to jump into. We're going to jump into how you can make your own salt bowl. Now, you can have your own pink Himalayan light, salt light. You can burn those. I have two of those. Those are great, but I don't have one in the location where I am right now. So I just said, they're kind of heavy and they're big. So what I like to do is you get a bowl. Okay. And I just thought this would be fun to do. Um, hmm, oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Um, One of the things that I thought was really kind of cool when I went there, he has all the different trace minerals. So, hold on 1 second. Try to. Okay. There we go. So he has all the different trace minerals. And with the trace minerals, I went ahead and got this one called Active Ionic Flupic, and it's all the ocean minerals. So this is the one that I got. So if you're drinking distilled water, like I like to drink, I like really clean water. You got to put something in it because you got to remember distill is stripping everything out. So it's just going to be plain clean water. So you have to put something back in it. So I've already added it to this water. And there's a whole regimen of when you go there. If you take your own water bottles, great. They have their own the water system of the alkaline and the purified water system. Then there is the hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me pull it up for you. Okay, let me see. I took the picture. Da, 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 da. No, that's not it. Hold on. So I'll show it on my priestess group. So this is where they have the John Ellis water. And there's a system that they set up with the John Ellis water. So there's this filtering system, that little tank thing sitting in the back right there. Okay. So that makes this John Ellis water the way it's distilled over, I believe is 1,300 times or 1,500 times the max of how they make this water, which is really kind of cool. And then there's a machine that's called the Hydro Genie that sends it through its cycle, makes it really amped up water where your cells take it in to nourish your body. Okay. So I like the fact that he was saying, yes, our water, we use the shungite, we use the rose quartz. I'm like, I'm already doing that. We use the magnets, we use all this. I'm like, I'm already doing that. And I'm loving how they put all of that together. And then you get this really clean water. So they have the salt room also. And I think theirs for 45 minutes was $29. So I said, why don't we just make our own salt where you can just meditate and have your salt, and then we add our crystals to charge it. So this is just something fun to do, nothing to make yourself go crazy. Sea salt, some pink Himalayan salt. So now you can use the water softener salt, but the water softener salt, if you're going to use it, it has to be just a coarse salt, not pellet, not the pellet ones. Okay, it says coarse um, sea salt or salt for the water softener. Now, just make sure you get the ones that says for just regular salt that's been gathered off the land and bagged, not treated. You don't want the salt where it has like the chlorine, all of that treated stuff in it. So this is something for fun. So if you live in an apartment, like I do, and you're like I'm on the third floor and you're feeling the heat and all the stuff that comes along with the heat when it's hot and all the different waves coming through, doing all that stuff, this is going to help you a lot. It's going to help you kind of make you happier. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to take the glass bowl. I already have it here. I'm just going to pour this in here. And I'm going to save some for salt though tonight. Okay. So here's the salt right here. Okay. Salt's here. So now I'm going to take and put the pink in there because the pink has a different mineral charge. Now salt is already ionically charging within its own rights. Sea salt. Okay. So now I have it like right in the middle of this. So now I'm just going to stir this in. Break up all the crunchy stuff in it. And as I'm stirring it, I am really thinking to myself, I'm setting those intentions and just stirring it. Oh, there's a big old clump in here. And just kind of take all the clumps out. And just get that nice and crushed in there. And you know how when you go down to the ocean, how good it feels when you're standing there in front of the ocean? You feel those ions, the negative ions. Now, the way you know that you have too much positive ions going on, hey, lovely. Um, the way you know you have too much positive ions when you're getting inundated with it, you start to get a headache, you're tired, you're worn out. Now, like I said, if you're living upstairs and you're like on a second or third floor and you're getting impacted by that sun and that heat coming through, you're going to want to balance out some of your ionic charges. So you want those negative ions. So this salt is ready. So now the mixture is in. I'm going to mix it a little bit more because they still have a lot of the pinks hanging out on the side. And this is good for if you need to just have more negative ions in the house, if you're around a lot of computers, you got little ones that are always feeling like challenge when it comes to just too much positive ions causes issues. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that because we're on YouTube. Okay. Um, so now you take your crystals, and I have 8 of them. So now it's all mixed up. Make sure you pick a bowl that you want to use for this, okay? So now you're going to take and place your crystals. Now, I want you to watch what I'm doing. Okay, this is a moment, a spiralite moment. All right, pay attention. Pay attention. What did I just do? What did I do to this crystal? What did I just do? Okay, it goes in a bowl. I'm going to show you again. And you can test it out if you have a pendulum. You can test it out. Put your pendulum over. There's a reason why I wear certain things. People just think, "Oh, she's always wearing crystals." Well, there's a reason why. Because you never know when you're going to need to do your medicine. You need to be prepared. Stop walking around not being prepared with your medicine. Have something. Pendulum. So I'm going to show you. Okay. What is the energy of this particular crystal? Okay. Now watch. Okay. Okay. Now pay attention. Are you paying attention? Because I'm 57 years old, so you better be paying attention. Okay. Okay. Pay attention. Okay. Now goes into the salt. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to show you again? Are you ready? Okay. Pay attention. Pendulum. What's the energy of this? Okay. Pay attention. Pay attention. So, have you figured out what I just did? What do, what do? Have you figured it out? A lot of people think when you get crystals, first of all, you need to be asking that crystal if it needs to come with you or work with you. Don't just make the assumption just because you get it that it's going to work with you. You don't know that. That crystal might be saying, I'm missing home and I'm not sure if I want to be working with you. Okay, pay attention. Crystal, pendulum, watch, look at the energy. Show me the energy. Okay, pay attention. Just saying. It's all in the vibration of the crystal. Okay, so now I have my bowl and it looks like this. Okay, so you have your crystals in here. So now you're going to sit with it. You got your crystals in. Now these crystals are just going to become chargers. Now the salt is already a charging element already. It's already earth energy. There's already the wind in it. There's already the sun, the moon. There's already your water element attached to it. So, but when you give it intention, you give it a purpose, it becomes your medicine. So now I have the big charging crystal right in the center. Trying to show it. Okay. So the big charging crystal thing is right in the center of it. Ah. Okay. So I'm going to tell you why I made this. Because sometimes you're not able to get down to those groups. Go to those rooms, pay you $29, $45 for 45 minutes, sit in a chair in a nice warmed up room, okay, with those ions charging. If you sit this anywhere close to a window and the window with the sunlight coming down on it is going to automatically charge this up. It's going to send out the negative ion charges through your whole entire room. That's going to make you feel good. And what's good about this, you can take and drop a few drops of basil oil in it, or rose or orange, and let it sit in the sunlight. Now, you can have your bowl like this, or you can do like this is one of my water chargers doing the same thing with water and a crystal with copper wrapped around it. It's doing its ionic charge also. Now you have this that you can just sit. And so you set the intentions. And I like to talk to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the beloved energy that you are radiating with your love, sending it out throughout this room. Thank you, 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 thank you for your beautiful negative charges, making me feel so good. Rest and beautiful energy as though I'm by the ocean. Then I add a little something, something, something to it. Thank you, Mother Yamaye. Thank you, Oshun. Thank you for the beautiful energy of love that you send to this. Thank you, Atabe. Thank you, Guabanuto. Thank you, Simihin Yaya. Thank you, Yokohu. So I just asked them, the ancient ones, thank you. Thank you for adding your beautiful love essence to this. Thank you for your presence because they are present in this. They are part of the energy of everything around us. Everything around us is connected. So, with that being said, I just set it into the bowl and activated it. So, I like to just take, okay. Now, same thing with the crystal. Now, I'm going to show you something. Okay, let's just check the energy. Get in the habit of having your pendulums on you. If you're going out looking for a car, I kid you not, my car I've had my car now for 3.5 years, 4 years, three, four, 3.5 years. I don't know. It's almost paid off. Anyway, I've had my car for a while. So when I went to pick up that car, I had a pendulum with me and to douse to see if the car had some kind of engine problem, if there was a hidden problem that it had, blah blah blah. I was able to ask all kind of questions, and I didn't care if the dealer was standing there. I said, "Look, this is how I roll. This is who I am. I work with numbers and frequencies, and this is what I do. I am not getting it trapped anymore with vehicles where people lie to me because they do. It's all about the money. They don't. Nobody has integrity when it comes to buying cars because if you don't do your testing out, you end up with a lemon. I've been down that road. Haven't you had that experience? I've been down that road. It's not fun. So I just go and start dowsing out. If this is something, if it's work, if it wants to be with me, right on the money. Right on the money. Matter of fact, I had a choice between three different cars that were just the right vibration for me, but I had to have the black one. Just had to. Just, I don't know, just kind of fit my personality. So now I'm going to show you the vibration of this. Okay. So let's see what the energy is. Okay. So we need to kind of jump it up a little more. Okay. So these are moving. So everybody's in here now. I'm going to turn it on. Turn it on. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Oh my, look at that. Look at that. Oh, OMG. Now, do we need to make it a little bit stronger? Yes. Okay, how about this? I'm thinking one of my codes. Let's do a code. You know, your 333s, your 444s, your 555s, your 111s, your 1212s. Let's do let's do 888. Let's think about that. 888. Let's do that. 888 trillion light per millisecond. Here it comes. Ooh, I'm getting hot. Okay, so okay, so this is fully activated now, and it's on. It's vibrating. It's doing its thing. There's nothing worse than having your medicine and putting it together, and if you don't turn it on or tell it that you needed to do what you needed to do, it's just sitting there. That's the same with all crystals. Okay, that's the same with water. If you don't tell your water what you want it to do, it's just sitting there. Water is programmable. And that's 90% of my work is taking and putting a spiral in it, working with the codes through the body, and really helping the body to take those etheric codes that are all around us. And all you have to do is just ask for that in and let it anchor into your body for your healing. So I wanted to come on and share that and just kind of take the time to talk about water and salt. The owners of the shop, thank you so much for a wonderful time there. I learned a lot. I was just in my element of water. Well, a lot of water. Anyway, in a lot of water. But the thing about it, it was just so refreshing to be around that and to really hear him talking about the water. He was so passionate about it. This is what we live for in life. When you're so passionate about something and you're happy to share it with people, and you just live from that point and of doing that. The days of just having a lot of things to yourself and you don't share it with anybody, those days are kind of over. It's kind of like people need to hear your voice or hear what you have to share and what you want to share and bring to the table with people. So I'm all about teach, share, teach, share. Some things I have to kind of keep quiet because there are times when you just have to keep those things quiet. Okay. But there are times when you need to share. So that bowl, I will use it when I'm doing prayer. I'll sit it in my lap or sit in front of it and just let the ions emanate around me as I'm sitting in my my space, my sacred space to do my work. And then when the sun hits it, it'll do all of its wonderful things. Now, I will probably keep that salt going for I'll check the energy like maybe once a week or so to see how the energy is doing. If the energy is starting to slough off and it's not the pendulum's not doing a good spin and it's getting heavy, then I'm going to change it out and put a new one and get that going. But just know because it's going to be giving off the negative ions that you love to feel when after it rains. How many of you like to go outside when it rains? After it rains, that feeling, that's that stuff we love. Our bodies need that. So this is a good way if you can't get to those centers that have the little lounge chair and have the nice little heated rooms with the salts in it. And it's beautiful because it's heated. But if you're living on a third or second floor and it's hot, you already know heat rises up. Therefore, there you go. There's your physics right there. There you go. There you go. All over your place. Okay. So just imagine if you have one of those made for each room, put it in there and just put different scents of oils. And when the sunlight hits it, boom, it's just like kind of like Egypt time, baby. Yes. All right, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Now, keep in mind, this is a very metaphysical channel. This is all about how we stand in our truth, talk about healing, talk about some things that are going on in code. Okay. But nevertheless, it is a place where I bring something to the table so that you can see it, experience it. If you live here in the Northern California area, the Sacramento area, please go and take a look at the shop, Water and Salt. Go down and just be prepared when you step through the doors. The amount of beautiful essential oil smells that are going to hit you and how good it's going to feel when you smell that. So go in and try out the water. The water was very, you know what it kind of reminded me of? I was having a sci-fi moment. Was like, I don't know, I was having like drinking my water and just like cheers, you know. I don't do drugs or anything or never have, never will. But it was just cheering to a good glass of water and getting a water vibe high off of it. It was really kind of cool. I really liked that. It was like, yeah, this is good. Right up my alley of using different stones and all kind of good things. It had a good vibe. And there's shave ice. So good. It felt like air. It was so clean. Clean. And when you're taking in something so clean like that, it just makes your body feel so much better. It really, really does. All right. So that's what I'm sharing. Be good to yourselves. Now I got to go do some teaching with the Spiral Life practitioners and be on that teaching mode. So everyone be good to yourself and much love to you. Be so light. Stand in your light. Shine bright. Bye.